Black medium square beginning, the first step into paradise. Jackson entered the drop pod, strapped in, and descended through the clouds. The pod shook violently as humidity punched the metal hull and lightning slithered across the atmosphere. But then, silence, warmth, light. The pod landed in a lush valley filled with enormous sapphire-leafed trees and waterfalls dropping straight from cliffs of glowing stone. In the air, glittering motes floated like golden dust. He stepped out and froze. Two alien women stood before him. Tall, athletic, strikingly beautiful, with smooth bronze-violet skin and long white hair braided with gemstones. Their bodies bore no clothing, only faint glowing markings across their limbs and torso like bioluminescent tattoos. Their eyes shimmered between purple and blue like flowing nebulae. Both stared at him with wonder rather than hostility. The taller one stepped forward. Her voice was melodic, confident. "You are not of Astera. You art male." She said the last word with a mix of fascination and reverence. Jackson activated his translation field. "I come in peace. I'm here to learn, to understand your people." The shorter woman touched her chest gently. "We are sci-fi, daughters of Astera. There are no males here. None for many lifetimes." Their gazes traveled over him, curious, scientific, assessing. Then the tall one declared, "You will come with us. The matriarch council must see you." Jackson nodded. He was surrounded by a buffer of peace and diplomacy, yet inside, he was burning with questions. How could an entire civilization function with no males? How did reproduction work? What happened to the original males, if they ever existed? He followed them deeper into the valley. Black medium square middle, the secret of Astera. The sci-fi village stretched between waterfalls and crystal cliffs. Dozens of female aliens turned toward him with shock, curiosity, and disbelief. Some reached toward him, but didn't dare touch. Others whispered intensely. Even without clothing, there was no sense of indecency in their culture. Their expressions and posture radiated dignity and strength, as if their bodies were sacred rather than hidden. Inside a radiant stone temple, Jackson met the matriarch council, 6 towering women with more elaborate luminous markings. The eldest, matriarch Lasara, spoke. "Long before memory, before writing, our tribe had both women and men. But our world punished imbalance. Catastrophe followed conflict followed desire. So the women took mastery of life. They removed the male from the cycle." Jackson's heart skipped. Removed how? Lasara touched a glowing pillar. Images formed, ancient genetic technology, artificial conception, self-sustaining reproduction using cloned mitochondrial gene weaving. A civilization where women became all that was necessary. Jackson whispered, stunned, "And your world functioned without conflict." The matriarch hesitated, the first sign of weakness. For a time, but now new generations weaken. Minds hunger for something forgotten. We feel absence, though we do not name it. She stared directly into Jackson's human eyes. "You are the first male we have ever seen. Your arrival is not coincidence. It is correction." The words chilled him. Suddenly, hands touched him, not violently but firmly. The sci-fi encircled him. His pulse pounded. Lasara continued, "Our instincts awaken in your presence. Curiosity, desire, protection, cooperation, competition. All things we abandoned now return." Jackson had seen cultural obsession firsthand on other worlds, and he sensed danger. "I'm not here to mate or to restore a lost past. I'm here for mutual learning." The women listened, but longing glimmered in their faces. Not lust, but evolutionary memory, the echo of something their biology was screaming for. Then the impossible happened. A tremor shook the temple, a magnitude that vibrated every stone. Outside, a deep roar echoed across the valley. The sci-fi froze in terror. A dark-scaled beast, a terror jaw, the apex predator described in ancient murals, approached the settlement. It was a walking fortress of claws and bone. The tribe panicked. Jackson bolted toward the entrance, adrenaline firing. The matriarch grabbed his arm, fear in her voice. You cannot face it. No weapon you carry will pierce its hide. Jackson grinned tensely. That's why I don't plan to pierce it. He raced to the drop pod, grabbed an electromagnetic sonic charge and a flare beacon. The beast stomped closer to the settlement, tearing down trees, jaws wide enough to swallow a hovercraft. He sprinted forward, yelling, waving the flare. Hey, over here. The beast turned, massive hunger driving it. At the last second, Jackson slid beneath its throat, attached the sonic charge, and rolled away. The device detonated sound waves tuned to disrupt neural pathways, not to kill, but to disable. The terror jaw collapsed with a ground-shaking crash. Silence. Then applause like thunder. But not for a victory. For something deeper. The sci-fi stared at him with awe, but also with recognition. They saw traits extinct in their society. Courage. Self-sacrifice. Protective instinct. Things no technology could replace. The matriarch approached him slowly. Now we understand why life once made two kinds. Black medium square ending, the choice of humanity. At sunset, Jackson stood on a high cliff overlooking the village. The sky was violet, the waterfalls gold. Around him stood the matriarchs, the hunters, the children, the entire tribe. They waited silently for one thing. His decision. Lasara spoke, voice trembling with hope. Stay with us. Teach us balance. Our world needs the male again. Jackson's chest tightened. The request was not selfish, it was civilization saving. And the warmth, the gratitude, the unity of the tribe made him feel something he never felt in the sterile halls of human stations. But he thought of Earth, his crew, humanity. I cannot stay, he said, voice cracking. But I can return. I can bring knowledge, diplomacy, unity, not dominance. If we are to rebuild what you lost, we'll do it together, not through possession. Tears shimmered down alien cheeks, not of sorrow, but relief. Lasara bowed deeply, a gesture of eternal respect. Go, Jackson Hale, but return as a partner, not a master. He promised. He climbed into the drop pod as the tribe watched from the cliffs, dozens of eyes shining with hope. As the pod launched into the sky, Jackson recorded the transmission that would shock the United Human Council. Planet Alerine, 9 discovered. Population, all female. Cultural condition, biologically stable, socially incomplete. First contact successful. Diplomatic invitation received. Humanity is not alone, and maybe we are needed. He looked back at the shrinking world, not with temptation, but with purpose. HFY, not because humans conquer, but because humans complete.